Okay, great. So let's start and jump into the details. So before go into the details of the lecture, I would like to tell you that when we design, how we were thinking about the design scope of this lecture. If you Google about data science, you can find lots of articles and YouTube videos about data science. It's very well known. However, when we look at those things, what we found is we can divide those videos and articles into two categories. From one end, there are technical articles that is written for people like me who are data scientists and playing with the coding and data for a long time. Then in the other end, we found that there are high level, big picture type talks and articles written about data science. They talk about, hey, your data science can do these cool things and this is great, this can do magic that can increase the revenue of the company by 10%, 100%, blah, 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 blah. But if you are a company owner or a senior manager of a company that who are willing to use data science, there's a whole gap in between these two technical world and this big picture top overview. There are not many good articles and videos that is showing the bridge in between these two domains. However, if you are leading a team of data scientists who are technical geeks, if you do not know much about this bridge, what you're going to do is you are going to lose the control of what data science can do, and you are going to lose the power of the data science in your company. Today and tomorrow, we decided that to teach you or show you that bridge that you cannot find in public sources, because we thought that is really useful for you guys. And then I wrote this the workshop, closer towards the big picture. I did it purposefully. That is because the context, the design of this workshop is designed towards the big picture, which means that we do not expect to go deep into technical coding level for you, for this audience, because we advertised that our goal of the audience are business leaders. However, we are going to talk a little bit of technical details in tomorrow's first lecture. At the beginning, you might find a little bit hard time understanding tomorrow's lecture, but at the end of the day, when we wrap up our session, we will make sure that we explain all those technical details for you guys. So that is the overall goal of our workshop, and that is how we designed the workshop. Okay, let's jump into the presentation. Let's start with talking about what is data science. If you just search this word, what is data science, you can find this Venn diagram in the web. The data science is the common area or the union between three main things, which is the hacking skills, math and stat knowledge, and the expertise in the field. When we say the hacking skills, that really means the computer science and the IT knowledge. But why we use the word hacking? That's because we are not software engineers. If you talk with a software engineer like Dhammika in our panel, he will talk that, oh, software engineers spend a lot of time designing and developing codes and spend time on optimizing codes, optimizing memory, or optimizing hard disk space, etc., etc. But as data scientists, we do not spend years or months trying to write the best code forever. We borrow codes from other resources, and we modify those codes to get the most out of that code. To do that, we need a skill to quickly understand a code and turn it into a code that we can use. Then on the other hand, we need substantial, as data scientists, we use substantial amount of math and statistics. Everything we do use stat and math. We combined the math with these hacking skills, and we created this new thing called the machine learning. The machine learning are mathematics and statistical models that a machine can automatically learn and automatically develop itself. We will be talking more about that tomorrow. The other intersection here is between the mathematical knowledge and the subject expertise, or the knowledge about the business trade that we are working on. That is actually not a new thing. It has been around the industry for decades. It is commonly known as business intelligence. And all of you know that you have the dashboards. Those dashboards are showing the current status of the company. So dashboard, you looking at the dashboard, you can tell where is your computer right now. And in order to make a dashboard, what the software engineer does is they take the data from your company, the current existing organized data of your company, and analyze this data with statistics and math and summarize it in a dashboard. That is the summary of the business intelligence. So using the business intelligence, you can tell where is your company, and if everything stays as the same, where your company will be. Unfortunately, most people in Sri Lanka seems to have a misunderstanding. This business intelligence is same as data science. When we go to companies, and when I talk with data scientists of the companies, it's not only actually limited to Sri Lanka. It's a common misconception in most of the South Asian countries that I've worked with, that they seem to have an idea that this business intelligence is same as the data science. It is not. It is not. Today and tomorrow, we will explain this multiple times, how the business intelligence is different from data science. One major difference is the business intelligence focus on the current data of your company, which is structured, and focus on the statistics of the today. But the data science goes deeper into the existing data, and it collects a bigger data set from around the world and do a deeper analysis. And it not only do the analysis of the current present situation, it is doing forecasting. It is telling you where your company will be in the future, considering all the other parameters, all the other background parameters. Right after my lecture, Mr. Dhammika Mendes, who is a software engineer who has over 20 years of experience designing and developing dashboards, will talk more about dashboards and what are the differences between dashboards and data science. So I am going to explain the same thing using an example, because it's easy for all of you to understand examples. So let me take Amazon company, which is a well-known company in the world right now, not only in USA. So this map is showing where the warehouses of Amazon is located. If you use business intelligence to optimize or organize your company, I will show you how you would do that. And then I will show you that how you could do the same thing using the data science in a more effective way. Let's pick one item. I'm going to pick kids' toothbrushes. So if I picked kid toothbrushes, let's say that I pick this area here called Utah. This is where I live in. If you use the standard business intelligence, what you do is you analyze the data that you have in your corporation, and then you find out, okay, there are some number, let me say like 2,000 or 5,000 toothbrushes are selling per day at Utah. So that's what you find. Then the business intelligence team will make sure that you have enough products in the warehouse that can meet the demand of customers. And if you go to the next level, you can study how the population grow in the area. And then you can say, okay, we expect next year to have the population grow by 10%. So therefore, we should increase the size of our stock by 10%. That is how you would approach this business problem of optimizing the sale, optimizing the stocks of toothbrushes in Amazon warehouses if you use the business intelligence. What happened if you, instead of standard BI, if you use data science? The data science uses machine learning algorithm, which are totally automated algorithm. They can handle very large amount of data automatically very fast. So which means that if you use data science instead of business intelligence, the standard data analysis techniques, data science study individual customers. Amazon serves millions of orders per day. The data science algorithms that actually runs in data farms in Amazon corporate, they study every customer individually. They profile every customer and they find the connection of that customer with other customers and find how this customer would behave within next month, within next year, and within so many number of days to the future. Let me give you an example. Let's see that Amazon finds when they profile customers, when they study customers, if let's say that they find a customer that is, they find like 12,000 customers here, I said 12,000 customers, they find 12,000 customers in near the Utah warehouse who are buying one box of size 3 diapers in every month. When the algorithm finds that, what it does is it matches with similar customers who which Amazon served in the past and find that how those customers were behaving. One thing that they could find is if a person is buying size 3 diapers every month, that means that person has a 1-year-old kid. So what that means is that's about the time that the teeth started coming out. So then that particular customer, individual customer, is going to buy toothbrushes during the next year, the small size toothbrushes. So then what does Amazon do is Amazon ship out a whole box or a new set of items, a new set of toothbrushes to the Utah warehouse. And then whenever that identified customer go to the Amazon or any other place that they has the capacity to advertise, such as the Yahoo email or other blog posts, they advertise this product. And before advertising, they send the item to the warehouse, and then they advertise saying that, hey, we have this toothbrush in the Utah warehouse. We can make sure that you get this product by tomorrow morning. And this is a product with 5 out of 5 stars, and we sold more than 1 million items. That's a targeted advertisement because they analyze the individual customers and how those customers were behaving, and they match that customer with other customers around the country, and they know that if they advertise this product, we are going to buy that. They have done that research. I personally have that experience. When my kids are growing, it knows that my kids are growing because every time the size of the toothbrush I'm buying is increasing. The other items that I'm buying is changing with the time. So the machine learning algorithm knows that how many kids I have, what is their gender, and what is their age. So how they have done it is using data science. They have analyzed a big data set. When I say big data set, what that means, everything. They have analyzed when I ordered the item, what I ordered the item, how much I ordered the item, and they study the same thing for all the customers around the world. around the country. So to do that, a standard statistical analysis does not work. You have to have a fully automated machine learning algorithm that can analyze this large amount of data, and also you have to do it fast. So here I have the word advertise in big bold letter. The reason is the advertising field. So I was talking about this advertising this product to the customer. The advertising world has also changed by a lot compared to 1980s and 1990s. If you remember, when I was a kid in late 1980s and late 1990s, early 1990s, so we just like sit down on the living room and watch the TV, 8:30 teledrama. There are 3 breaks during the teledrama. If you were watching Kopi Kade, there are many breaks, and usually the break is bigger than the teledrama. We had no choice. We would just sit down and watch the teledrama. Nowadays, everybody have dial-up TV and POTV, etc., etc. And most of the companies like Derana TV, they upload their teledramas pretty fast, and they upload their news right after the news they upload to YouTube. So then people can watch without the advertisements. So no longer these advertisements affect you. The new trend of advertisement is targeted advertisements. Before you put the advertisement, you have to study your audience. So the picture that I have in the right-hand side is right over here. This is Yahoo. I took this screenshot when I was checking my Yahoo email account on a Friday at about like 5:30. Usually on Fridays, we have busy week, and we are running out of cooked food. So then most of the time in Fridays, I just order a pizza, and that's our dinner. My browser cookies were tracking me that I'm ordering pizza Fridays and evening. This was right about the time that I was trying to turn off all of my office email servers and everything, and I just like log into Yahoo to check my personal email. So that's the perfect time, right? Saturday, 5:30. They know that this is the time that I'm buying pizzas. So that's why they send me the pizza advertisement. Look at the right-hand side panel here. You only have the chance to make 2 advertisements. You have to pick the best one. It's not only the best one for me, you have to pick the best one for myself and for what works for that time. To do that, they have to study the individual person. So the individual, that cannot do with standard data analysis. That has to be done again using automated studies. And also, not only the studying part, but also this has the capability to do the feedback. When they show this, if I click on this advertisement, which means that they got a positive feedback, they know that I have an interest, then the algorithm automatically improves. If I just keep ignoring this, if I break my pattern of ordering pizzas on Friday, it automatically figures out that, oh, this guy is changing the pattern. Putting a pizza advertisement is no longer effective. So that's a capability that machine learning have. It can automatically identify the changing patterns of the customers. So all in all, using those previous 2 examples, what I try to say is the way we are doing businesses, the way the world is functioning with businesses is changing. The old strategies no longer works. Look at these 2 pictures. In late 80s, we have seen bullock carts with kerosene and petrol tanks. That business model is gone. it's no longer a profitable business. If you did not change your business concept, you will have hard time surviving during the next decade or so. We are right now in the fourth technical industrial revolution. If you look at the main things that the fourth industrial revolution has: big data, machine learning, and cloud computing. Those are the key things for your company to evolve. Okay, that's easy to say, but why? Why we are saying that? Why people are saying that? The list is long. I can easily take entire 2 days and just have a discussion about why the reason. But I'm going to focus only few things. One of the main thing is the news spread fast these days. A news can go from US to Sri Lanka in a matter of milliseconds. In few milliseconds, everyone around the world know what is happening in the US right now. So you have to make your business decision fast enough to respond to those fast news that is going around the world. And then in the other hand, it's not only fast, you get a huge amount of data. How many e-newspapers that Sri Lanka has? Huge. Every country has several thousands of e-newspapers and several thousands of ways that companies communicate their information. So if you want to make decisions that are high quality and fast, you should be able to analyze all of these information coming out to you accurately and also fast. It is impossible for a human to analyze millions of records coming at a rate of milliseconds. The only possible way to do this is to use these machine learning algorithms, which can automatically analyze a lot of data really fast with higher accuracies. Okay, great. It's easy to say. It's really easy to say. And I don't have to tell you that it's already known that data science is important. All the leading international companies are doing it. But the real problem is, can we use data science in Sri Lanka for all businesses, including mid and small scale businesses? That's a real question. Our answer is yes. It does not matter how large or how small your business. It does not matter whether you already have data collected or not. You can still use data science in your company. However, you have to do it right. How do you do it right is the problem. There are a lot of things that when it comes to do it right, again, the list is too long, but I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about few major points that we think important. The number one is we should clear up common misconceptions about data science. I mentioned before that one of the main misconceptions in Sri Lanka and a lot of other South Asian countries is they get confused between the data science and business intelligence. And most of the times they get confused between building dashboards and the data science. I gave a brief explanation about that, and Mr. Dhammikar will talk more about that. The message is they're not. Business intelligence is different from data science. And the other confusion the business owners thinks is you must have access to a lot of data to start data science. That's also a misconception. There are a lot of public data. You can use the public data to understand what is the trend in the world right now, and how you can use those trends to optimize your business. Tomorrow, I will give you two examples from my experience working with two companies. And then the fourth point is, most companies think data science is a part of the IT department. When the data scientists go to work with companies, it is most of the times in Sri Lanka, they put under a software or their IT department to work under a computer scientist. You have to understand that data scientist is not a part of the IT department. Data scientists work directly with the top management, because the job of a data scientist is to analyze the data of your company and a bigger data set coming from all around the world and help the administration to make decisions. So the data scientist should know what the top management wants to know. What are the questions they have? Where are they struggling? So the data science team should work closer to the top management. Over the past several years, I worked with several agencies. At every agency that I worked with, the data science team worked directly under a vice president or the director board, because that's where we get the idea of how the company goes and what are the problems that the company has. Sometimes our data science, the lead data scientists go, or sometimes the entire data science panel go to the director board meetings, and we just like listen what they are talking, and then we come out and say that, okay, these are the questions that the director board has, and this is how we can help them using the data. We use the IT department, and we use the company's computer scientists to find the data, but the data science team, is not a part of the IT department. So those are the four misconceptions that most companies, that I have seen in most companies in Sri Lanka and South Asia. The other problem that I get most of the time, common frequently asked question, sometimes the business leader says that, oh, I have heard this black box that can do magic. I can feed data to that black box and it generate decisions for me. I don't trust that black box. I don't know how that black box came to that decision and why that black box came to that decision. So then I don't trust it. That is a misconception. If you have a clever data scientist, that data scientist can explain why and how those decisions were made by the algorithm. So that is done using the data visualization. Tomorrow, in the first lecture, I'm going to take one simple example and one simple machine learning algorithm. I'm going to explain you that how data scientists can explain this black box to a top management level person. Again, in that lecture, I'm going to talk a little bit of math, but I'm going to keep my focus toward top management people where I don't expect a good math background. The next point is the data science tools are not off-the-shelf tools. Sometimes some companies think that the data science tools are just softwares that you can buy and install in your company. Done, it works. You can get a great revenue from tomorrow. No, a data science tool, you can buy a generic tool from the market, but you have to customize that tool for your company. Let me make an example. Let's see that you have a company, a production company that produce something, maybe roofing sheets, maybe clothes, maybe some like glasses or some other production item. So you have a whole production chain that produce something. And you can minimize for the wastage. However, in my experience, when I go to some, especially in the clothing industry, minimizing wastage turns into slowing down the process. Sometimes, this is not always. You can say that, oh, not in my company. Yes, there are some companies, but especially in sometimes in textile industry, and sometimes in the silicon industry, if you want to minimize the wastage, means that you have to operate, the machine has to operate a lot, which means you are losing some speed. On the other hand, if you want to make the production fast, you might have to give up the wastage. I mean, you might have to accept some of the wastage and you focus on the speed. If you take a product, you can optimize it to minimize the wastage, or you can buy a product from off the shelf that maximizes the speed. But if you are working in a company, your experience might say that that is not always the case. There are sometimes we have some orders, we need to deliver it fast because our customer need it fast. So then they are willing to pay a little bit extra to the speed. So in that case, I am okay with accepting some wastage. I'm okay for that. In that case, my optimum position is not minimizing wastage, or it is not maximizing the speed. You might get sometimes another order that the customer is saying that I need that order pretty fast. I'm willing to pay you a lot extra than what it costs. So then in that case, you're saying, okay, I don't care about the wastage. Let some raw materials get wasted. I'm going to optimize it through their speed. So like that, the whole idea that I want to give you this example is, in a company, even in the same company, even in the same factory line, there's no global requirement. There's no global requirement that's saying that I have to minimize this or I have to maximize this. The requirement changes for every order. So therefore, you cannot buy an off-the-shelf item. There's nothing like that. Inside your company, based on the requirement, based on what's the top management decide, you have to optimize. The data scientists have to optimize this tool. Therefore, the conclusion that I would like to make is there is no such a data science tool that you can just like buy and plug. You have to develop, and you have to develop it inside your company. It is something built in your company. When you have something built in your company, that means you have some unique tool in your company that your competitors does not have, which means that your competition goes down. That's where your company can grow. But to do that, you have to develop the skill, the culture to work with a scientist. The word data scientist, it's not data engineering, it's data science. It's a scientist. What scientist does? Scientists discover things, scientists invent things. When I say discover means nobody else have discovered it before. If anybody else knows that before that I find, that's not a discovery. So the scientists discover things, new things. So then that means your company finds something that nobody else knows, or we invent things, or your company has something that nobody else has. That eventually become your business secret. That becomes one of the tools that no other competitors of your company has. Even though they figure out that, oh, they're using data science, it takes a long time for them to develop that tool, them to develop a strategy. And then, even if they develop, you have a unique tool, but they don't. So that become one of your long-term assets. The last point that I'm going to emphasize, that what you should know to do data science right, is everything that in pretty much in every slide that I presented so far, that I keep repeating the self that the data scientists help making decisions to the top management, which are crucial decisions to your company. You better hire a data scientist who knows what he's doing, and a data scientist or a data science group or a data science company outsource. A lot of companies outsource data science these days. A company that has correct tools. I'm pretty sure that all of you know about Excel. I'm sure all of you have using Excel at one point in your life or the other. Just imagine that analyzing 10 million records using Excel. Is that possible? No, right? You will see smoke coming out of a computer if you're trying to analyze 1 million records using Excel. That's impossible. So there are tools in the big data world that is designed to analyze petabytes, which means like millions, billions of records in matter of seconds. You have to make sure the data scientists have the correct tools and have the correct skills, and you have to invest on this.